Fed up with scanning packet labels and doing quick Google searches at the checkouts, vegans and vegetarians are teaming up to launch a vegan seal of approval later this year. The move comes as more New Zealanders than ever buy animal-free products, but without a formal accreditation process, it's hard for shoppers to know if manufacturer labels are correct. Emma Hatton reports.
Carolyn Jack has been a vegan for 6 years. Before that, she was a vegetarian for 30. Walking through a Wellington supermarket, the president of the capital's Vegetarian Society branch says her weekly grocery shop takes time and involves a lot of label reading.
You have to do that for every product, and it makes it hard because a lot of people would buy a lot of these products if you actually knew for sure what it was, because it would be vegan, it possibly is vegan. But when you don't know, there's that feeling that, well, am I going to buy it? Thinking maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And if you're already a person that has to go around and read all of the labels, you're not just going to come and take a chance on stuff. You'll buy the stuff that you can work out is vegan.
Roughly a quarter of New Zealanders now identify as vegetarian or vegan, according to a Colmar-Brunton poll last year, a 7% increase from 2014. More than a third of people in their 30s now choose to go meat-free. Ms Jack has her go-to vegan products, but sometimes even those need double-checking to avoid surprises.
It contains lactose milk, onion powder, salt flavour. Wow. For something that you would think is just dried things to go in your soup, that's not vegan, which is very interesting.
The National Manager for the Vegetarian Society, Stephanie Lane, says apart from the Fair Trading Act, there's no regulation around vegan products, and a society-approved label will take the guesswork out of shopping for animal-free.
So it's purely a voluntary thing, and people will put labels saying they're vegetarian or vegan-friendly, for example, but it's taking them at their word, and we've come across a lot of incidences where they've been incorrect.
The Commerce Commission says it's had 8 complaints in the last 5 years relating to misleading vegetarian or vegan claims. Ms Lane says businesses will have to pay to be accredited, but having a rigorous auditing process will minimise the chances of non-vegan food being marked as vegan.
There's been occasions with some of my clients where they thought that their product was going to fly through and found that there's an ingredient in there that wasn't actually vegetarian or vegan, and they have had to change that particular ingredient to make it comply. So even when they thought they knew what they were doing and had everything up, ready to go, they found that actually they didn't.
Dunedin cosmetics company Azulis is one of those. Its director, Fernanda da Silva Tatley, approached the society after developing a range she thought was vegan-friendly. But it was a face cleanser that caught Ms da Silva Tatley out. It contained alcohol that had been treated with animal byproducts, something she says she never would have guessed.
There were a few interesting things that caught me blindsided. Some had processes that used some materials that were derived from animal byproducts, and I completely had missed that.
The Vegetarian Society has had its own label for a number of years, so is helping get the vegan one started. Ms Lane says the label is still in the final stages of being trademarked, but 2 businesses have already had the green light and a dozen more are completing applications. As for Ms Jack, she eventually found a vegan soup after spending 10 minutes scrutinising products.
So this is tomato and basil, so there doesn't look to be anything in there that would alarm a vegan, so yeah, you would have that one, the very special soup.
But many brands of wine and beer aren't on Ms Jack's menu, as they contain isinglass, a gelatin made from the dried swim bladders of fish. For Checkpoint, Emma Hatton.